Hi students, this video is going to explain to you how you will take your brainstorm and turn it into an outline. So let's get started. You are going to write an essay about one of the two prompts. You've either chosen the honors level prompt or the AP level prompt. If you have not selected your prompt yet, you need to pause this video and select which of the two prompts you're going to write about. So now that you have selected your prompt, let's move on to the next step. And then we're going to call that step 1, and it's the brainstorming step. You should have already completed your brainstorm for homework. If you did not complete your brainstorm for homework, listen to this part of the video and then please pause and complete your brainstorm. You should have brainstormed by creating a 300-word kind of brain barf about all the ideas you had on the prompt that you selected. So this student is writing an essay about what is the best type of cheese. So that was their prompt. What is the best way to eat cheese and or what is the best type of cheese? So their first step was the so what do you think step. So they completed their brainstorm. So they just wrote all the ideas that they had about cheese. And so they wrote about cold cheese and melted cheese and they put all their different ideas. So if you've written your brainstorm, this should already be done. If you haven't written your brainstorm, please pause and then write 300 words where you just put down every thought in your head about the prompt you've selected. So now that you have your brainstorm, please bring that brainstorm up and complete step 2. What step 2 is when you pull out topics that you see in your brainstorm. Your brainstorm is just you putting your ideas down so that you can see what you as a writer think. In that brainstorm, there are topics that you can then turn into an essay. So from the students' brainstorm, they pulled out the topics, the origins of cheese and its recipes, preparation of cheese dishes, health of eating cheese, and the joy of eating cheese. So what I need you to do now is to pause this video, go back and look at your brainstorm, and pull out at least 3 to 4 topics from that brainstorm. You must have at least 3. It's nice to have 4. All right, so pause this video and pick out your topics. Now that you've selected your topics, let's go to the last step for today, and that is outlining your essay. So your essay outline is going to come from these topic ideas that you just came up with. So for your outline, you need to include an outline for your intro. You should have hook, background, and thesis. For your hook, you do not need to write it, but you just need to tell me what you're going to do for it. So this student is going to start with a current event about the largest wheel of cheese. Awesome. And then for their background, they just remind themselves that they need to talk about the who, what, where, when, why, and hows of cheese. And last but not least, they create a tentative thesis. While you might not know exactly what your thesis needs to be, I need you to come up with a first draft of it. So this student writes, in today's day and age, opinions as to how cheese should be dealt with varies. Some people believe that cheese should be eaten cold. However, due to evidence including queso and cheddar soup, it is clear that cheese should be eaten in a melted state. So they have this thesis. It may change by the time they finish their essay, but at least they have a starting point. Then comes the paragraphs. So the student noticed that they had this topic about the origins of cheese and its recipes. So the students decided that that would be a good first body paragraph to have because it kind of sets up all the information that they need for their following paragraphs. So they say what their first paragraph is going to be about. Then they write down the things that they're going to need in that paragraph. They're going to need quotes about where cheese was first made. Then they come up with their elaboration ideas. They elaborate upon evidence by explaining how it's influenced societies, and then they'll explain how this culture that was developed by cheese spread across the globe. So note that you don't need to actually write anything out yet. You just need to tell me what's going to be in this paragraph. So if you need direct rules, in your outline you need to tell me what your quotes are going to be about, and then you need to tell me the 2 ways you're going to elaborate upon those quotes. Please make sure that your ideas about elaboration match what you say your quote's going to be about. Then the student goes back to the topics that they came up with and says, what should my next paragraph be about? Well, since they're writing an argument, they know that they need to have an opposition paragraph. So they decide to write about cold cheese because they need to prove that cold cheese isn't all that it's cracked up to be. So they decide that they're going to find quotes about why people like cold cheese more. And they know that their quotes need to be about ease and health. This comes from their topics where they said, ooh, the health of eating cheese, and then also preparation of cheese dishes. So they know that in their opposition, they want to talk about ease and health. So they mention that that's what their quotes are going to be about, and then they talk about the two ways they're going to elaborate upon those quotes. Next, they decide that their next paragraph is going to be about the positives of melted cheese. And they say that they're going to have a quote about versatility and the joys of melted cheese. And again, note that comes from the topics that they pulled out. Joy of eating cheese and also preparation of cheese dishes. So here they say that this is what their quotes are going to be about, and then they explain the way that they're going to elaborate upon both of these quotes. Then, last but not least, they outline their conclusion, reminding themselves that they need to restate their thesis, and then they talk about what their big picture idea is going to be. So they're going to end their essay explaining that cheese can save the world, because it can. So what you need to do is you need to pick your prompt, complete your brainstorm with 300 words of brain barf. From that brain barf, pull out topics that you'd want to write about, and then using those topics, create an outline that outlines your intro, first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and conclusion. Please note that your outline might not go in the same order as mine. Your opposition might be first or last. It's up to you. You might not have an opposition if you're writing about the AP prompt. There shouldn't be an opposition. So your 3 paragraphs are going to be different than the outline here. If you're writing about the honors level prompt, you will have an opposition paragraph. All right, so now that you've watched this video, please go ahead and complete your outline. It is due at the end of class, and you need to share it with me. Your homework for tonight is to write your first paragraph, which is your introduction paragraph. Therefore, when I see you tomorrow, you should have already shared your outline and introduction with me. All right, thanks so much, and good luck.